Hello guys, welcome to my review of the Apeman C550 dash camera, which you can buy through Amazon. So, as we see here, this is the box for the camera. It's a decent box. It says Apeman on the top here. Model number shows that it's 180p HD, and obviously it just shows you a few features here on the box, such as motion detection, loop recording, WDR, G sensor protection, and some key features here of this dash cam. So this dash cam is a full HD 1080p recording dash cam. It also consists of a rear dash cam which is 720p, which I have not yet tested. The angle on the front camera is 170 degrees wide angle. It has 6 glass lenses inside, and it has a 2-inch LCD screen, which is not touchscreen, I should say. And here's some few other features such as WDR, the G sensor, and motion detection. So I bought this for $29.99 in a lightning deal on Amazon, and I'd recommend you try and get this camera on a lightning deal. So let's show you what's inside the box. So we can find the dash cam itself, which you can see here, and we'll go in more in depth about it in just a few moments. You can find the manual here in many different languages. Obviously English at the front, so in German, French, Italian, Spanish, and Japanese. In this here, you can find some 3M 3M stickers and some screws. This is to mount the rear camera wherever you wish, whether it's on the external part of the vehicle or inside the vehicle. You can find 2 sticky pads, spare sticky pads, 1 windscreen mount for the dash cam, with a sticky pad attached. This here, as you can see, is the rear camera with a very long cable, which should enable you to connect it to the back of your car with a 3.5mm jack there. And here's the camera itself. You just have to tighten the screws and attach it how you want. The camera has to be like this for it to work, so it has to be upside down. So basically this has to be at the top, otherwise the picture will be upside down if you do it this way around. You can also find the cable to plug into your 12-volt socket, which also has the power connection, which is a micro USB, but it's not the normal micro USB as you can see here, so you won't be able to connect your phone charger to it. Sorry, it's just out of focus there. And you also find a USB cable here, which is the same. So, talking about the dash cam, let's start it up and show you the different parts of this. So, let's go in depth here. So, what I also bought, actually, before I go into that, is that I bought the Apeman GPS module. You can either get this on special offer, so I think it's £1.99 with a special bundle. It normally costs $13.99, and again, this comes with a 3.5mm jack, as you can see there. So, let's go into the dashcam. Let's start on the top here. So, sorry, let me just get into focus. So, as you can see on the top, we have the USB port. This here is for plugging it in for power. This is for the rear camera, another 3.5mm jack, and this is for the GPS module. So, now you move to the front. Now you can see here's the power button, the menu button, the sort of select button up and down, and you can say this is the start and end recording. Actually, I'll show you later. The recording status, the power status, and the mic status of the dash cam. On the side, there's a little pin here to reset. This is where you enter the 3.5mm. This is where you enter the micro SD card. I found this for $4.99 on Amazon. This is the actual mounting port for the windscreen mount. And here is how you change the angle of the camera. So you literally just turn that to move the camera up and down. And here's the camera itself. I would recommend actually is, as you buy it, this comes with a plastic cover on there. Take that off, because otherwise you're going to have atrocious quality. So now, let's look at the camera itself, and let's just start it up. So just hold down the power button. It also does come on automatically as you start up your car, if it's plugged in. Okay, and here we go. So here's the battery status there. Sorry, let me just turn the light down a bit. There we go. So there's the battery status. This symbol here shows that the SD card is inserted. Shows the SD card is inserted. This is the GPS display, and actually, whilst I'm at it, let me just connect up the GPS to this device so you can see what it looks like. So what you do is simply plug the GPS into the port, make sure it goes in fully, and here, as we can see, now it's trying to pick up a signal from the GPS. Currently I'm indoors, so I'm not sure if it will pick up, but if it does, then I can show you what that looks like. So first things first, this device has a very small battery, so it really does need to be plugged in. So I'd recommend plugging it in. And here we can see the mode it's set on, so that's set on video. This is the loop time. This is the exposure rate. This is the level of the G sensor. This is the mic, the battery, and the SD card. And this is how much time is left on the SD card. And obviously this is the resolution and if WDR is on or off. So first things first, let me show you how to switch between, how to start recording actually. So as you can see here, you have a symbol here which looks like the hazard sign. Simply press this and the device will start recording. Press it again to stop recording. The device will automatically switch on recording as soon as it's plugged into the car. So as soon as you start up the car and this starts, it will start recording by default. If you're recording and you see an incident within the loop, simply press this menu button here. And what this will do is it will lock that clip. On the main screen here, the down arrow here switches the mic on and off. So you can see the mic is currently off. So you can see that there's a cross here and the light has gone off for the mic. Press that again and you can see the green light and the mic symbol illuminates again. This is again to stop recording. This button here okay, moving on. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to switch between the modes. So once you've stopped recording, hold this down and the Apeman goes into camera mode. So you can take a few pictures by simply pressing the middle button there, which should take the picture. Press again, that should take the picture. As you can see, that there flashes. Hold this down again and you'll be able to see your saved file. So here we can see the picture. Use the down arrow. Here we can see the video. We can see the things, the videos I took. And you can just sort of see some dashcam footage here as well on your screen, so you can just review it quickly. A nice feature I like about this is that if you want to delete a clip, you can protect any clip you want, for example like this, and you can lock, for example, all the files here. And what this means is when I try and delete everything, whatever is locked will be saved. As you can see, everything is saved. But if I unlock everything, or unlock a certain file, and now press delete, everything will be deleted. I think that's very good, and obviously what this means is that this camera does loop recording. So basically any loop that isn't protected, the camera will write over. So make sure you actually protect the loops that you want to save. So moving on now, let's now head into the menus. So I'll just go back to camera mode, as you can see here. And what we're going to have to look now is at the first menu. So here is where you choose the resolution of your Apeman dashcam. So you have either Full HD, 720p, or VGA. Default is 1080 Full HD, and I'd leave it on that. This is a display mode, so depending on which camera you have plugged in, if you have a rear camera, you can have a split screen. So there's two different modes, which I'll show you actually in a second. You can either choose to show the back camera, the front camera, or the picture in the picture. Moving on, and simply you choose the one you want, and you press this middle button here. Next, we have the length for the loop recording. By default, it's on 3 minutes, so you can either keep it off 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. I've left it on 3 minutes. Here you can find the WDR, so this sort of, I think, balances the color and the brightness in the images, so everything is bright, so you don't get dark and light spots. So I just leave that on. Moving down here, we can change the exposure. For example, if you have a tinted windscreen, you'd obviously put your exposure up or put it down, depending if there's too much light. I've left it on 0. You can set it to start recording on motion detection. This is especially helpful if you've parked the car. So you can choose on or off on that. I've kept it off at the moment. You can choose to record or not record audio. This is where you choose to have a date stamp on your recording, which I'd recommend. This is where you find the G sensor, so you can have it on high, medium, or low. I just leave it on low. This is the parking monitor, so you can choose to have it on or off. I should note that if you want to have this plugged in, you should have a special hardwire kit, which you can buy from Apeman, because otherwise it will lose its battery very quick, so you won't get anything. You can display your own license plate here, and this brings up the menu for entering your license plate. As you can see there, typing the letters. Obviously, I don't want to show my license plate, so I'll just switch that off. This is here where you can choose to switch the GPS on or off. This is the units for the speed. And if you press the menu again, it goes to the next menu. So this is where you can see the date and time and set it. It's very easy to set. Press OK to go back. Sorry. This is where you find the screensavers. So for example, this is if you want the screen to go off after a certain time, or off just keeps the screen on at all time. This is to automatically power it off after it stopped recording. This is the frequency. So far as I know, this is, for example, when you see a flicker, for example, the lights, you can change the frequency so it's at a higher and lower frequency. I've just left it on 50 and it seems to work. I'll show you what it means in one of the recordings I've got actually. This is where you can have to choose to have the beep sound on or off. It's a very annoying beep, so I just keep it off. This is where you can choose the language of the dashcam. This is how you format the SD card. It's recommended you format once every 15 days. So you literally go down, press on OK, and it will format. This is where you restore it back to default settings. So yes, that's the back of the menu. And now you can see the GPS connected. So it shows a green here, and it will display the speed. So far, so good for the dashcam. So that is pretty much how you use the dashcam. What I'm going to show you now is different recordings I've taken. So just hold on and we shall have a look. Here I just have a display of the split screen I was talking about with the rear camera. So as you can see, here's the rear camera, so you can have 3 displays. Pressing this up arrow will change the displays. So for example, whoops, sorry, just switch the screen off there. This will have it as split screen, so you can see both there. Pressing it up again will either have this camera here, or the rear camera alone, or split screen like that. I prefer having it on this mode here.
Regent West Sussex on Friday. He died in Royal Sussex County Hospital. Yes, really sad, and because obviously, people do get into brawls and things, but it ended a little bit badly, shall I say.
So as you guys can see, the recording is quite good quality here. This is right in the middle of the day, around midday. You can see the number plate of the car in front. You can pretty much see the number plates on the side. It's a clear picture. And I think it's a great image for what you pay. So for $29.99, you can't really beat this during the day. As you can see there on the petrol station, actually, on that sign, you can see what I mean about the frames and setting the frames on the frequency, on your dash cam. And you can see probably if I change the frequency, that flickering might stop. But yeah, so let's look at the next clip. And one other thing I like about the dashcam actually and the GPS module is that the speed over there shows up in the bottom right. I know this doesn't show up on older models, but especially on this updated one, it definitely does show. This point of me showing you this clip is to show you what happens on the motorway, where you can still see number plates. It's a little bit blurry at speed, but also I want you to hear the noise, which is quite bad that the mic picks up when you're actually on the motorway. So yep, have a listen. And now we move to the nighttime clip, and as you can see, it's quite grainy here at night. Right now it's fine, there's a lot of light coming in. You can't really see the number plates of vehicles passing by, and they sort of do get a bit blurry. But as you can see, we can clearly see the number plate of the car in front when we're close by and stopped. So right now it's fine, so there's plenty of light coming into the camera. But what we're going to see in the next few seconds actually is the light changes, and it does this constantly, which is a criticism I have. So if we just give it a few seconds right now, so the light coming in is nice and bright, and if you see, it's suddenly going to become dark there. I mean, the image quality is probably better now, but it's very dark, so you can't really see what's happening very well, and it's dependent on your car's headlights, and it keeps doing this. It keeps doing the switch sometimes, and it gets quite annoying. But I mean, you can't really fault it. I mean, it only costs 30 quid if I look at it. So, I mean, if I give my overall opinion for this £30 dash cam, I'd say it's a really great deal that you can get. Very good daytime views, full HD. Nighttime's a bit grainy, but very good. But overall, I can't really fault it, and I'd say I would definitely recommend this to buy for the price you pay. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you do, please hit like, and please do subscribe, and please stay tuned for some more reviews.